Hey, what's up guys? Jamie here. Thanks for joining me in today's video. I'm going to be going through part one of 3 core things you need to be focusing on in order to grow your online business. Now, these are concepts that are overarching, but these are the most important things you need to be doing every single day. So I will jump on my computer and see you guys in a moment. Cheers. All right, welcome back, guys, and thank you very much for joining me. If this is the first time on the channel, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. For those of you that I'm not familiar with or you're not familiar with me, my name's Jamie. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, digital ad strategist, and I'm a coach for a program with over 560 students. There's a link below this video if you'd like to check out what we're up to. There's a free case study there, shows how I was able to blow up my affiliate business without all the complex stuff. And if you'd like to learn how you can ramp up your results in 2021 and beyond, I suggest you click the link, check out the case study, and feel free to book in a call with myself. I can go over what you're struggling with, what your goals are, help you bridge the gap, and also let you know about some of the ways that I can assist you in growing your business now and into the future. Right, jumping into this. Welcome, guys. So this is part one of 3. So the 3 core parts, by the way, and this is something that I recommend everyone in the online space focuses on. And it might be a little bit obvious when I say it, but I don't think people really put it into this context, which is why I wanted to put these videos together. So part one, number one, these are 3 things. Number one is building your audience. So that's the primary thing. If you don't have an audience to put offers in front of, then you're not going to sell anything, right? So you need to be building your audience. Number 2 is you need to be putting value into your audience. They need to basically understand that you can help them out with something, and you need to be giving freely with that. And so the reason why that's important is it's goodwill in your audience. It's goodwill, and it helps them achieve their goals, get closer to their goals. And number 3 is you need to be putting stuff in front of them that they can buy. You need to be making offers. Now, like I say, I know this stuff is pretty rudimental in a lot of ways, but it surprises me how little I see of this in the affiliate space in particular. So especially that last part, number 3. So stick around for the other segments. I'm going to be going through those, and they're going to help you with your business in terms of growing it and obviously making more cash along the way. Right. Number 1, building your audience. I'm going to go through a couple of free ways, a couple of paid ways, and I suggest that you guys pick one that you want to focus on. So number 1 over here is Facebook. Right. It's a big platform, 1.78 billion daily users at the time of recording. That may well have changed. I checked that a couple of months back. Point being is that there's a lot of people there, and there's a huge audience. Now, whether or not you love the platform or you dislike it, you can't argue with the fact that the numbers are there. So you can leverage your profile. You start putting out content that actually helps your audience out. You start reaching out to people. You can start messaging them and just have communication and building relationships with them. That's what I specialize in. I'm specialized in specifically at the moment Facebook organic marketing, something that I do all day, every day. If you're interested in learning more about that, like I say, click that link below, or otherwise go to jgcall.com just to see the free case study there and book in a call with myself if you're interested in ramping up your business, right? So what else we got? You can go onto pages. Of course, there's other people that are interested in the same stuff as you there. It's good to communicate with them. You can start building your relationships there as well. And last but not least, groups are really, really powerful stuff. So I run a Facebook group, and once again, I know, keep saying this, but there's a link below this video if you're interested in learning more about that. And essentially with my group, it's an amazing way to be able to produce content in order to get in front of people, in order to help people out with their business. And it's a great sort of community feel about it. And the reason why I like running a group is obviously those reasons as well. But the other thing is that it allows you to build that audience and have it in, I guess, in a way that is interactive. People can comment, you can comment on their stuff, they can put up content, like vice versa, and you can learn from other people as well, which is really, really cool. So one of the cool things that tends to happen with Facebook marketing and Facebook organic marketing in particular is this amazing thing of attraction marketing. And what that is you reach this point where after you put out content in a very specific format, which is essentially displaying some of your lifestyle, offering value to your audience, and actually boosting your credibility by showing your results to people and that you can actually help them get results, the attraction marketing starts to kick in. And that's when you start getting inbound leads. You start getting people reaching out to you, wanting your help. And that is an amazing feeling to be able to help people and inspire people. And like I say, the great thing about that is that they start reaching out to you after a little while, which is really cool. Next one is Instagram. Still a huge platform and growing. And obviously, there's a lot of people on it, and a lot of business gets done on Instagram. So you can boost your engagement. You can go into other pages, other accounts, sorry, and you can start engaging in their content. You can get recognized by them. You can start commenting. You can find hashtags that are relevant. You can start finding accounts that are following those hashtags as well, and really start to network and communicate with people as well. You also do this through your content. Now, if you think of things like DMing people as your marketing, sorry, your sales arm of your business, whereas the content that you're producing is your marketing of your business. So when you put this out there, it helps to obviously get in front of people, help to get them closer to their goals. And like I say, when you do jump into Messenger and you start communicating with people in that way, it's going to be a lot easier to connect and start helping them grow their business as well. Right, next one is Pinterest. 220 million users last time I checked, probably grown significantly since then. So you can leverage boards. You can obviously create your own boards. You can also collaborate with other people on group boards, and you can start putting out content there as well. And the cool thing about Pinterest is, and what I like about it is it tends to be a little bit more stable in terms of the eyes on your content as opposed to, say, Instagram. One of the downsides of, say, Instagram, for example, is a lot of the time your content will only be relevant for 30 minutes at a time, or one day max. Whereas if you're going onto Pinterest, I'm actually getting clicks on some of my content that I put out sometimes years ago, which is really cool. You can also put up things like video, and you can leverage tools such as tailwind.com, which is going to help you grow your boards as well. And so even now, I haven't even touched Pinterest for some time, and I'm still getting upwards of 18,000 views per month, which is really, really cool. Right, Quora. So this is a really cool one as well. And with Quora, all you need to do is go and find the questions on Quora that are relevant to your industry and to the products that you're promoting. And you start answering those questions, and you do it in a way that isn't just one word answers. You look to put a bit of detail behind them. And even in doing so, what you're effectively doing, going through that process, is elevating your credibility. And you're also getting eyes on your content, and obviously eyes on your brand as well. They also have something called blogs, which you can go into and start writing and communicating with your audience that way. And they also have spaces. So spaces are pretty cool. You can actually go into those and start networking with people, almost like a forum type thing. And last but not least, they do also have video. So clearly video is a great way to get in front of people. It helps you communicate more effectively with more people. They get to know, like, and trust you as you go through this process. And that, again, helps to build your brand credibility. The other thing is that you can put any link you choose into your profile. And so what it means is that some people are going to snoop your profile, click on your links, opt into your pages, start buying your stuff, all that sort of thing as well, which is really cool. Right, Tumblr. Not something I've used a lot of in recent times, although I have some of my content syndicated there. But again, there's still a big traffic source on Tumblr, and could be great for the likes of SEO, things like that as well. Twitter. So again, you can DM people, you can leverage the hashtags there, follow different accounts, start communicating with people, all that sort of stuff, and get eyes on your content as well. Blogger.com. Again, this is one that I don't do a lot of there anymore, but I do have a lot of my, some of my content syndicated onto that. WordPress is another one. Weebly is another one. These are all designed for writing content on specifically. You've also got Snapchat, which is slightly different in the sense that it disappears. So, I mean, there's an up and a down with that. It means that the content is always fresh, the content is always relevant, and you can start building a following by engaging with other people and starting to build up your credibility that way as well. Video was one that I tried for a little while. I haven't been on there for quite some time, but it is still in existence. And that, again, just due to the volume of people and traffic that are on it, I suspect it's probably quite an easy way to start getting some volume of traffic through and getting brand recognition, if nothing else. Right, Reddit. Reddit is really cool. You can have a sense of anonymity on the Reddit platform, and all that means is that you can go into the various forums there and actually start communicating. And you can build brand credibility by answering questions and basically being part of that community overall. And you can get, again, like I say, you can actually leverage that and get people to check out your account and take them offline to other sources and other places as well, such as your email list, etc. YouTube, right here, what a great platform. I love this platform. I absolutely love it. I love being able to get in front of my audience, and it can take a lot of work. You know, you can produce a lot of videos, and some of them are going to take off, some of them not so much, but that's just part of the game. And I really enjoy putting out content, being able to communicate with my audience through YouTube. SlideShare is another one, and again, I don't do a heck of a lot with this these days, but it's a great way if you've got lead magnets and things that you want to put on there. You can certainly put those up. Medium is one that I've had quite a bit of success with in the past, and essentially it allows you to create content in the form of blog, articles, all that sort of stuff. And because of the clout that Medium already has on Google, it means that it's actually relatively easy to rank via that platform as well. Another one is DTube. So this is actually a crypto-based video sharing platform. And I've put a few videos up there historically. And what that allows you to do, strangely enough, is when you put your videos up, people can upvote, and if they upvote it, you get more of this particular cryptocurrency. And if you do, then of course you can then put that into other things as well. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, of course. There are other things like creating blogs, etc. We've also got TikTok here, which is something that I've tried for a little bit. A lot of my students are getting some great success out of TikTok. It is something definitely worth investigating. However, like with everything, my massive bit of advice is this. The second part in particular, which is, look, I really encourage you guys to stick with one particular platform and nail it and start getting some traction going there, get some income going there. And then when you get to that point, you can start leveraging that and start going into other platforms. I think one of the bigger mistakes that I made when I first started off way back in 2011, before I really blew up, was I was trying to spread myself too thin, and it, not to sound contradictory, because I actually have a lot of these things I am still active on, but I don't really look at those profiles. It's quite literally, I'll put up one piece of content on, say, YouTube, and it gets syndicated across all those other platforms. And so that was going to be my next point, which is use the likes of if this, then that. So ifttt.com or zapier.com, and syndicate your content. So it means that you're putting one bit of content out there and it's getting syndicated across a bunch of different social media networks, which is really, really powerful. Right. Anyway, on that note, let's move over to paid. So for those of you that are familiar or aren't familiar with my story, I guess it's probably more accurate. I started running ads back in 2014, long time ago, and I was able to leave the workforce in 2017, set up my own agency, blew it up to 6 figures before transitioning back into what I was passionate about, which was the affiliate marketing side of things, and then finally blew that up in 2019 as well. So I've had a bit of experience with this stuff, and I'm just going to go through some of my experience. I'm not going to profess that I'm an expert in every single one of them, but I have had a bit of knowledge and a bit of experience in most of them as well. So kicking things off, AdWords. So what I love about AdWords is you can target people that have buyer intent. And what I mean by that, and why this is really powerful, is, let's say someone's looking up best pen to write with that I can buy right now. I know it's a bit of an oblique keyword. It's probably unlikely, but you get the point. What that means is someone's probably got their credit card in hand. They're probably wanting to get information on a particular pen. So of course, if you happen to be selling a pen, just as Jordan Belfort says, sell me this pen, in that famous line from the movie. So with that one, what it means is that they have an intention behind why they're searching for things. And if you can find those little pockets of keywords that have buyer intent, it can be really powerful for selling pretty much anything. Pinterest. So I love Pinterest in the sense that you can now run video ads. You can run video views and start to look at building up an audience in that way as well. And you can also run static images and carousels, all sorts of fun stuff. One thing that has been a little bit frustrating about Pinterest in my experience is they do seem to be relatively stringent as to what you can and can't run. However, I have been fortunate and haven't had my accounts banned, unlike another platform, which I'm going to cover in a moment. Twitter, I've had some great success on here running lead generation ads. You can target hashtags, you can target specific accounts, demographics, countries, etc., etc. So it certainly is good, and it's probably underutilized, and hence why it's a little bit cheaper than some of the other platforms that are out there, because it doesn't have the same I guess volume coming through. But in my experience, I really enjoyed running traffic on it as well. LinkedIn. So LinkedIn's platform, and bearing in mind I haven't used this for a couple of years now, but it was like driving a Tesla, which would have been Facebook, versus trying to cruise around in a train, which was LinkedIn. Like, it was so clunky, and it wasn't intuitive on any sense of the word, and it was really, really frustrating. However, I did still have some success out of that platform as well, I must admit. And so you can do things like you can directly message people, you can have display style ads, you can have video ads as well if you're so inclined. And the reason why it's really good, especially for professionals that are looking to get in front of other professionals, of course, that's the target demographic. So it does have that. And of course, the actual platform itself has dramatically improved over those years as well. So anyway, worth checking out. Quora. Now, I suspect it's been a while since I've done anything with Quora, but last time I checked, I think they were actually outsourcing to, I can't think of the name of it. Or wasn't Google, it was like Taboola or something like that from memory. It's been a while. But anyway, I've had some success running ads across that, but not for some time. Do your homework with that one. It's not something I'm overly privy to. But again, just a caveat, make sure you stay focused on one before you move to the next one. Reddit, I've had some great success here as well. Although I must admit that the audience is a little bit funny. I sometimes found that I was getting really good click-through rates in certain ads, but then there was other times where the click-through rates weren't equating to opt-ins and so on and so forth. So it's a one that you really need to test out, but just be prepared. Like all ads and like all testing, you need to be prepared to blow a bit of cash while you're learning the ropes of it as well. Right, Snapchat. So you've got the old swipe ups. They're pretty cool. Works really well for things like CPA offers, or CP, cost per lead, or what's the other one? Cost per call. And so the call ones in particular are really, really, really cool. The calls are cool. And so with that one in particular, if you've got, say, a call CPA offer, which is paying for a call, sometimes those people only have to stay on that call for 30 to 60 seconds, and you get remunerated $15, $20, et cetera, et cetera. So that can be really cool as well. Just do your homework in terms of the compliance, what you can and can't put, all that sort of stuff. And they are pretty good at, they might not approve or disapprove of your ads, but they're pretty good at letting you fix those up before they just ban your account. TikTok, who my arch nemesis when it comes to ads. I'm sure the platform's probably okay. I just I put some money in there and they just gobbled it up and never really gave me anything, and disapproved all my ads. So do your own homework with that one, but it is an option, of course. Bing. So big thing with Bing is the traffic volume is not the same as Google. However, the cost is also a lot cheaper. So the keywords are a lot cheaper to target via Bing. Just bear that in mind. And as a result, a lot of people have started turning to Bing for that reason. So keep that in mind. Facebook, which is an amazing platform for targeting. It really, really is. You can get to the nth degree of what you're wanting to target via Facebook. Just bear in mind that they are extremely frustrating from a sense of targeting, from a sense of disapproval and ad banishment and account banishment. What I mean by that is, as far as you're concerned, you've gone through all the terms and conditions, you've written the most compliant copy you could ever possibly write. Your landing pages have all the security features possible, all the disclaimers, everything seems amazing. And then when you go to turn the ad on, it runs for a little while, and all of a sudden your account gets blocked. And that is a very, very, very common thing, and it is very frustrating to deal with because you cannot get in touch with them. They will not. There is no helpline. There is nothing of that nature, which is why I really enjoy YouTube ads and AdWords in particular, because at least you are able to work out what you've done wrong, supposedly, fix that up, and of course you do have the option of calling someone should you need it. Right, solo ads. So solo ads are an interesting one. I've dropped a few grand on these over the years, trying different things. And for me, I think of it kind of like that old saying of the richest person in the gold rush is the one selling shovels. And I've met 3 people in my 10 years online. I've met 3 people that have consistently made money out of buying solo ads. I've met a lot that have made money from selling solo ads, not so many that have made money consistently from buying them. So do your own homework. Be mindful there's a lot of bot traffic. There's a lot of fake accounts. There's a lot of people that just get into it to sell them, because clearly that's where the money is, not the buying. And yeah, just take it with be philosophical with your experience with solo ads. All right, display networks. So you've got likes of Taboola, you've got Outbrain, things like that. And I think they're pretty good in terms of retargeting. But I haven't had that much experience other than one that I've done a bit on, which is buysellads.com, and that's been pretty good for me as well. So there's another one called InfoLinks. And again, if you happen to run a blog, you want an additional way to monetize your blog, you can actually have a revenue share of the ad spend on by leveraging InfoLinks as well. And last but not least, you got influencer marketing. So this one is super powerful, and a lot of people think of influencer marketing, they think of Instagram only. The truth is that you're going to get a lot better ROI if you jump onto the likes of YouTube or podcasts. And the reason why I say those two in particular is YouTube offers you a permanent asset. So it's not just going to disappear in the newsfeed after 10 minutes type thing, which is the case a lot of the time with Instagram. The other thing is it does offer a permanent asset, and it actually gives you a link back to whatever you're trying to promote as well, which can be beneficial for SEO purposes, although only to a small degree, I must admit. The other thing is that because it does stay there, and often there's a lot more clout behind a YouTube channel than an influencer, because it's becoming quite popular on Instagram. It means that a lot of the time, those assets that you put out there, as far as YouTube videos are concerned, will stay around and stay relevant for a lot longer. Case in point was a client of mine. I worked with them as part of an influencer campaign a couple of years back, and they essentially launched an influencer campaign on the 27th of March, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And what tended to happen from the back of that was the whole income for the month blew up. It was only, they say it was doing between 3 to 4K per month anyway, and it went up to 10K that month, and then it trickled over to the next month. They did a follow-up video just to basically give a recap of the month and at the end of April, and the same thing happened again. It made nearly the same revenue at the end of April, and that trickled on for many months, right up until when the actual store, the e-commerce store itself, shut down late 2020. So there you go, worked really well. Podcasts are another good one, because you are able to leverage the clout of that podcast itself in order to grow your brand, which is super cool. So this is an exhaustive list, of course, but these are a couple of things that I've tried for the most part. I think there's a couple that I haven't really, but most of them I've tried. I think that they are all beneficial. Like I say, my big advice to anyone is stick to one, get it working, get it honed in, become proficient at it, and then consider moving over to another platform. Anyway, hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Like I say, if you're interested in ramping up your results in your affiliate marketing business this year and beyond, go to jgcall.com. There's a link below this video. Check out the free case study. It shows how I was able to blow up my business way beyond 10K per month, and also it gives you an opportunity to chat to myself. Like I say, if you are serious, that's the type of people that I want to chat to. So if you're serious about your goals, I can help, and book in a time, we can chat, work out what your goals are, and go from there. Anyway, my name's Jamie. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.